And now the entire track world is asking a question nobody expected to ask this year. Is Quincy Wilson no longer the future of the 400 meters? 3 months ago, that question would have sounded ridiculous. Quincy Wilson wasn't just another high school athlete. He was an Olympic gold medalist, the fastest high school quarter-miler in history. The kid many people called the greatest high school 400-meter runner ever. And standing behind him was another talented teenager named Jaden DeLeon, the runner-up, the other guy, the athlete nobody expected to change the story. But then something happened that may have just created the most dangerous rivalry in track and field. Back in March, the two lined up at New Balance Nationals. The entire crowd expected Wilson to win. And technically, he did, but only by 1/100th of a second. One blink, one step, one tiny mistake. Wilson crossed the line in 45.37. DeLeon finished in 45.38. The closest heartbreak imaginable. Most athletes never recover from losses like that. DeLeon did something different. He turned it into fuel. Because while everyone celebrated Wilson's national record, DeLeon walked away with something just as important. Proof. Proof that he could beat him. Proof that the gap wasn't real. Proof that the king was vulnerable. And that's when everything changed. Over the next few months, DeLeon became obsessed with one thing: finishing every workout, every race, every training session. The goal was simple: never lose by a blink again. Then June arrived. Hayward Field, USATF U20 Championships, the biggest junior stage in America. And this time there would be no photo finish. No debate, no excuses. Jaden DeLeon attacked the race from the start and never looked back. When he crossed the finish line, the clock showed 44.52 seconds. A stunning performance. Quincy Wilson crossed second in 44.84. Just like that. The hunter became the hunted. The kid who spent years chasing the biggest star in high school track had finally caught him. And here's the scary part. 44.52 isn't just fast. It's the second fastest high school 400 meters ever run. Ever. Only one athlete in history has run faster. The same athlete DeLeon had just beaten, Quincy Wilson. Think about that for a second. The only person standing between DeLeon and one of the greatest records in high school track history is the guy he just defeated. That's why this story suddenly became much bigger than one race. Because the entire track world is obsessed with teenage superstars right now. Gout Gout is breaking records in Australia. Fans are comparing him to Usain Bolt. Every month, there seems to be a new phenom grabbing headlines. But what DeLeon just did may be even more shocking. He didn't just run fast. He took down an Olympic gold medalist. At the age when most athletes are still figuring out who they are. And now people are beginning to wonder something that seemed impossible a few months ago. What if Jaden DeLeon hasn't reached his ceiling yet? What if 44.52 is only the beginning? Because if that's true, the rest of the sport has a serious problem. And here's where things get really interesting. The World U20 Championships are coming back to Hayward Field this August. DeLeon will be there. Wilson will be there. And after everything that's happened, their rivalry is now bigger than ever. One athlete owns the record. The other owns the latest victory. One athlete has Olympic gold. The other has all the momentum. And when they meet again, someone's reputation is going to take a hit. The question is simple. Was DeLeon's win the start of a new era? Or was it the biggest mistake Quincy Wilson ever made by waking up the one rival capable of taking everything from him? We're about to find out. This kid just exposed everything wrong with American sprinting. A Division III athlete just ran 9.89 seconds. No scholarship, no major college program, no Nike pipeline, no Olympic development system. And now he's faster than almost every sprinter on earth. The craziest part. Every major Division I program in America had the chance to recruit him, and they all said no. So here's the question nobody wants to answer. Did American sprinting just make the biggest recruiting mistake in sports history? Because Sam Blaskowski isn't supposed to exist. He's from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Not Jamaica, not Texas, not Florida. Not one of the sprint factories that produce Olympic stars every year. Just a kid who got cut from his basketball team and decided to run track instead. As a high school senior, he won state titles in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and long jump. 3 state championships. Yet, when college recruiters looked at him, nothing. No scholarship offers. No bidding war. No attention. The only coach who called was from a Division III school, a level of athletics most people never watch, a level the sprinting world barely acknowledges exists. The message was simple: you are not good enough. So Blaskowski went to Division III Wisconsin lacrosse, and all he did was dominate. 4 straight national titles in the 100 meters, 3 national titles in the 200, 3 more in the 60, 11 national championships. One of the greatest Division III sprint careers ever, and nobody cared. Because according to the system, Division III athletes don't become world-class sprinters. Division III athletes don't run with Olympic champions. Division III athletes don't make world championship podiums. At least, that's what everyone thought. Then came 2026. Blaskowski had no major sponsorship, no guaranteed future, no professional contract. So he took a job at a regional airport, worked through the off-season, saved every dollar he could, packed up his life, and moved to Florida. Not because anyone believed in him, because he believed in himself. There he joined legendary coach Dennis Mitchell's training group, the same group that produced some of the biggest names in sprinting. And almost immediately, something became obvious. This wasn't a Division III athlete. This was a world-class sprinter hiding in plain sight. Still, the doubters laughed. His personal best was only 10.05 seconds. Good, not elite. He opened the season without breaking 10 seconds. The criticism got louder. Maybe this was his ceiling. Maybe the airport job dream was over. Then May 30th happened, and everything changed. Sam Blaskowski stepped onto the track in Tennessee. The gun fired. 9 seconds later, sprinting history had a new name. 9.89 seconds. Read that again. 9.89. Not 9.99. Not 9.95. Not 9.91. 9.89. A runner every major program ignored. Now, running times that win medals on the biggest stage in the sport. And suddenly the entire system looks ridiculous. Because if the fastest man in America can come from Division III, how many future stars are being ignored right now? How many athletes are being told they're not good enough? How many future Olympians are slipping through the cracks? Los Angeles, 2028, is now just 2 years away. Blaskowski will be entering his prime, a home Olympics, an American crowd, and a chance to complete one of the greatest underdog stories in sports history. The question is no longer whether he belongs. The question is whether the rest of the world is ready for him. And if he makes that Olympic final, every coach who ignored him will have to watch and remember the day they passed on the kid who became one of the fastest men alive.